Yes, indeed. The Athletics Federation of Nigeria, the AFN, has announced that its national trials will hold from July the 22nd to the 27th at the Ahmadu Bello Stadium in Kaduna. According to the AFN, the national trials will be used to select athletes for major international competitions coming up this year. Among such is the ECOWAS Region 2 Athletics Junior Championship in Niger Republic, the 12th All-Africa Games in Morocco, and the IWF World Championships in Doha, Qatar. Zimbabwe's 26-man delegation will arrive in Nigeria tomorrow ahead of Saturday's pre-AFCON international friendly with the Super Eagles. On Friday evening, the Warriors will hold their official training session at the Stephen Keshi Stadium, venue of Saturday's friendly encounter. Meanwhile, the Super Eagles have fully settled down in Asaba for the game. Esperance have been ordered to return the CAF Champions League trophy and to replay the second leg of the final. The Confederation of African Football CAF said the second leg will be replayed at a neutral venue and expects Esperance players to return their winners' medals as well as the trophy. The Tunisian side led 1-0 in Saturday's second leg, but Moroccan opponents Wydad Casablanca left the pitch after an equalizer they scored was disallowed. A newly re-elected FIFA president, Mr. Gianni Infantino, has hailed the introduction of the video assistant refereeing as the VAR, a change to the sport he has championed since taking office, but one that was initially met with some resistance. He says VAR is probably the biggest success story of FIFA and IFAB in the last decade.
VAR doesn't change the game. VAR helps the game. VAR cleans the game. It helps the referees who have an incredibly difficult job to do. And it brings more justice to the game. And it has been successful in the World Cup. 20 times we had some interventions in 64 games. 17 times the decision was changed. Imagine how the World Cup would have been without VAR. Certainly a different World Cup, but certainly also a World Cup with much more injustice. Now, is VAR perfect? No, it's not. But it's very close.
British heavyweight Anthony Joshua says he has no excuses for his shock defeat by Andy Ruiz Jr., in which he lost his IBF, WBO and WBA world titles. The loss in New York was the first of Joshua's 23-fight professional career, and he has dismissed suggestions that anything was wrong with him in that fight. His promoter Eddie Hearn has announced that a rematch with the United States-born Mexican Ruiz, part of the contract for Saturday's fight, would take place in either November or December this year. But the Briton was floored 4 times as Ruiz won in 7 rounds at the Madison Square Garden. Kevin Durant is out and Klay Thompson is questionable as the 2 Golden State Warriors stars battle injuries ahead of the NBA Finals Game 3. Durant, who has not played since injuring his calf on May the 8th against the Houston Rockets in the Western Conference semifinals, didn't participate in Tuesday's practice, but appears to be getting closer to a return as he continues to work behind the scenes. As for Thompson, he is optimistic about playing in Game 3, but it all hinges on how his injured hamstring is feeling on Wednesday night. The Warriors are tied 1-1 with the Raptors as the series shifts to Oakland for Wednesday's Game 3. And that's a wrap on sports news. The news at 10 continues shortly.
And the main news again. A Durbar procession today turned violent in Bauchi State as groups clashed during ceremony, leaving 1 person dead and 14 others injured. Police say they have arrested at least 55 suspects. Also today, the Nigerian Air Force continued its onslaught on terror hideouts on the fringes of Lake Chad. The airstrikes destroyed structures belonging to insurgents in Borno State. And 16 world leaders today gathered at Portsmouth in the United Kingdom to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the D-Day landing in Normandy, which ended the Second World War. That is the news at 10 tonight. Thanks for watching. I am Amarachi Ivani. Good night.